I ain't gonna say it's a rule, but it's like a mindset, 80-20.
Right.
So 80% you love like you stuff that you like, 20% you necessarily don't like. Now the 20% you can either like dish it out, you don't like it, you can just be like, no, I'm not gonna deal with this, or you can love and accept them how they are and just accept it and move on with it. That's what I had to learn. I know that with everybody. You can't do that with everybody.
Hold on.
I know y'all been waiting. Well, I'm here to provide. I just wanted to make a big shout out to the people that helped me in the production of this video. It was a blessing having them come on to my channel to most importantly talk and support me. Make sure you guys check out their socials in the description below. I'm currently trying to hit 100 subscribers, so show your boys some love. Right now we're only at 32, but we're almost there, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it up there. But if you love seeing me talk about these life discussions, make sure you support my channel. There are many things left off on the discussion about men that rarely get talked about, even among other men. I think the biggest one is trauma, especially in the adolescence age where they are only beginning to see the world for what it truly is. A very dark and scary place that we are forced to be on the front lines of. That's like the norm that the world has created for us, man. We always have to take things head on. Emotionally, physically, mentally, it doesn't matter. We have to take them head on. Well, I've collected a group of great, excellent young men who have, as well as myself, experienced the trauma put on young men in this generation. Now, I really want you to listen in and even put in your opinions about this topic. If you're fighting any of these battles, know that you're not alone. Go seek help. Go see a therapist. You are not alone fighting these battles. Know that you have people to help you. Without further ado, let's get straight into it.
So another question I had, y'all, is why isn't trauma addressed as much among men?
Society.
Yeah. Why do you say society?
And society is viewed as weak to express, emotions.
As a man?
As a man, exactly. And whenever a man actually tries to, they're looked upon as, like I said, weak, lesser than, or he's just a crybaby.
Do you think they're taken advantage of when they do?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, I feel like what he said, most people, that's why we keep everything in. Most people don't want us to express ourselves. Because if you do, then you're going to be seen a different way than what you really are expressing it. Kind of like how some people on the outside are different from the inside.
Right. They put on a different face for everybody else.
And they don't think we put on a even different, just a different face from what we already expressing. So, I just feel like we keep that into ourselves. Cause me personally, I don't really like to disclose all my stuff. I like to figure out.
You like to
stuff
keep it
myself.
real secretive, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like most men though. Like we like to figure.
That's
out stuff on our own.
That's mainly everybody.
We don't really try to get no help. Because who really gonna be there at the end of the day other than your parents?
Right. Because at the end of the day, man, it's gonna be only you on that casket.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
What y'all think though?
Nah, that's facts. I feel like the way society see it, they want men to be they think men are supposed to be strong, keep stuff in, and they're not supposed to say anything.
Yeah, because we got feelings too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why guys never really express themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and people always try and tell them you can talk to us, but that's not how you was taught your whole life. But now they want to say you can say something it's just weird stuff.
I got it.
To add on to societal, societal answer, I think we've put the emotional aspects onto women, so we only categorize expressing yourself emotionally as a woman thing.
Okay.
So they be you think it's or either the man himself or the people around the man, they'll think it's unmanly to express himself. I also think it's also a time and a place,
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I feel like it's also for me at least. I can't say for y'all.
Yeah, explain your experiences.
Okay, so growing up, if I shed a tear, you're not supposed to cry. Boys don't cry.
Right.
You know. So I carried that on all the way up until probably around high school.
You think that hardened you as you grew up like that? That made
It hardened me, but it also like it numbed me in a way, because it's like being raised up. I'm being told I can't say this, I can't express this, I can't show this type of emotion. But then it gets to the point where you just balling in so much.
So how does that affect your relationship with other people?
Relationship wise, it's hard for me to open up sometimes because I don't even know how to.
Yeah, I feel like off of that, I feel like I gotta get to a certain level with somebody in order to express off of that.
Right.
Like we gotta be like
y'all gotta
that
be locked in.
like, because if we not, I'm not finna. If I
You're
shed
not
a tear
finna
in front of you, I'm gonna
disclose,
feel a different type of way.
Right.
Next time we meet up, because it's like, he probably think I'm weak or something.
Yeah, you
like,
probably think I'm something, man.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know, like that.
Hey man.
Yeah.
He says he was brought up like you couldn't express yourself, or it's crazy because like I was brought up the other side of that coin. It's like, express your emotions. It's okay to cry under certain circumstances. So it's like if I got whooped, she's like, go ahead, get your cry out. I know you got something, you got a reason to cry for. So for me to carry that up until high school and up until college, it's like it's easier for me to express my emotions, but under the right circumstance. Okay. And I've been able to like use my entire life to gauge when that circumstance is. And usually it's when I'm by myself, just chilling. Yeah. So
even when they tell me like express yourself, and like,
do you feel you have to hold back sometimes, even when they say that?
Yeah,
definitely. Because you don't want to be too emotional,
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, even though they tell me to express it in a way, I still just hold back because I don't really want to express it.
Right.
Like I said, I like to keep stuff to myself, so I don't really like to express.
Do y'all think y'all's feelings like kind of scary though? Like being in that vulnerable state, do you think it scares y'all?
Yeah, low key, because I feel like if I become vulnerable with someone, they can like take advantage.
Yeah,
And I feel like the more vulnerable I get with someone, is more comfortable, like right. And then if I just lose that, then damn, I'm just gonna be feeling like a part of me is missing. Like, it's gonna be bad.
Do y'all feel like mindset is everything?
Man, for sure. If you always moping and groping and always being negative, you're not getting anywhere.
Right.
I'm gonna be so for real. If you always just bring that negativity to people, they not gonna want to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? It's always something about positivity that's always gonna bring other people in.
Right. What like gives me my mindset right in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Count your blessings, bro. Like
For
you
real,
waking
you
up,
living
that's
one
a
life.
blessing. You walking, that's a blessing. You have a roof over your head, that's a blessing.
Right.
Everything's a blessing. You gotta count it, man.
Not a lot of people have that.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, like, you wake up, bro, you got 2 arms, 2 legs.
Yeah,
Some people
bro.
got no legs and 1 arm.
Literally.
They literally
And I feel like people like
He said 2 arms, 1 leg.
But nah, I feel like people don't look at it that way. Like they be like, dang, bro, I'm not trying to really like this. But like, dude, someone can have it way worse than you, bro.
Exactly. That's true. And I feel like that's always a reason to wake up.
Yeah,
like
bro.
something you don't have, you know what I'm saying? I mean, something you have, somebody else doesn't.
Yeah, man. Like you have blessings in your life. You gotta count them, you know.
Right. How do you release those emotions later on?
Like
Think about it. You don't want to ever keep holding on to those negative emotions because one day it could be the smallest thing that
That
sets you
just
off.
set you off. And everything just spill out.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. For me, it almost happened for me. And then that's when I realized, why am I so mad? Why am I so hot? And then that's when I had to take a step back and I had to think about it. It's about all the emotions I kept bottled up inside, and now they just trying to get out. Cause I never really like realized how to let them out.
Right.
Yeah.
But what helped me, finding different hobbies, finding stuff that I like to do, just expressing myself through different emotions, whether that's through clothing, art, talking to different people, gaming, just stuff like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's more like, because it's not karma. It's not karma. It's just it's a type of cycle. We probably don't understand that cycle, but it's like, for me personally, I do bottle up a lot of my stuff, and I do have those days where I'm like, I break loose.
Yeah, like
somebody can be the smallest thing, and I'm at it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like what Giselle said, like, the negative, then it's bad to think negative, and always try to think positive when you have your days.
What gets y'all through the day when y'all are going through that type of negativity?
Honestly, I listen to a lot of music.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
What y'all be turning up to? What y'all be turning up to?
I mean,
I already know you got that Playboy card. You know what I'm saying?
Kid Cars,
Yes, sir.
Extra
Yes,
Lonely.
sir.
I mean, Youngboy. I mean, I know people hate on Youngboy.
Hey, Youngboy, he got some.
But like another thing, I feel like therapy. I know Bryce can relate to me because I know he be on that. Like therapy, I feel
Therapy for sure.
my therapy is music, but mostly my therapy is like posting music on my story. I don't know why, but them lyrics just be hitting, and I just be like, alright, bro, chill.
I didn't like that wrong way. He come in. You ever feel like you worth
it? Next question. Do you think the reason most men hold their internal struggles inside because they were neglected as children?
Their feelings are neglected as children, so like they don't know how to release that emotion in a reasonable way. And like in a constructive way as well.
Right. So the way I perceive it, right? So you know how a lot of like, you know, gang structures happen and whatnot. So the way I think some of that even formulates is because a lot of men at home, they don't get that like structure from their mother or their father or any like parental like guidance and whatnot. And so they look for other things to look at, you know, for that guidance. And just so happen you have this whole gang on the streets. They always welcoming these, you know, newcomers. Exactly. They always gonna welcome them. And so my thing is the reason they even go over there is because they feel love and that loyalty around them. And those are the only people that can really teach them something, because whenever they home, there's nobody there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's nobody to love them. And that's why they so die hard about their gangs and whatnot. So.
Yeah.
Hey, just to let you guys know, beyond this point, this is basically a regular conversation we're having. This has nothing to do with, you know, men and trauma. But I really hope you enjoyed the main conversation. Now we're about to just get into some random stuff, basically.
First year's real rough though. I would say that.
Why was it rough?
It's just you still sinking in with that person. Like you really trying to like still get to know them. And you know, as the months go on, it's like new things pop up that you finding out. Not necessarily bad things, but you know, you start to
question yourself.
Starting to get a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
You kind of got to build up that empathy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you got to feel how somebody else feels.
And then and most people had that question, like, do I really want to be with them? Like,
You wanna know what I think?
Just giving you guys a heads up, Tori is about to say some utter bull that had us tweaking.
I genuinely think. Okay, so I'm like 5 months in. So
Okay.
So
Shit, better man than I am.
That's what I'm saying.
I had to realize it's stuff that comes with her that I necessarily don't like.
You know what? I might have to intervene on what you just said. I feel like I know where we're going with this.
But hold on.
Go ahead though.
So I feel like I ain't gonna say it's a rule, but it's like a mindset. 80-20. So 80% you love, like you stuff that you like. 20% you necessarily don't like. Now the 20% you can either like dish it out. You don't like it, you can just be like, no, I'm not gonna deal with this. Or you can love and accept them how they are and just.
Oh my God, bro.
That's what I had.
See, you know what? Hey, hold on.
Hold on, let him cook.
And the nigga cook.
Okay.
Personally, me being the grown man I am, and me being around these other grown women, they know what they be doing. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like they
try
do
to
know
be
what
sneaky.
they do try to be sneaky. But I'm gonna be so for real. If that girl wants for you to like her 100%, or really just wants you to be involved 100%, they gonna take out them little flaws, them little things. They gonna actually work. They gonna actually work on it.
Yeah.
And I accept people who want to work on their little flaws and whatnot. I'll take that in all day.
Facts.
What I won't deal with is
somebody that just doing the same thing.
You tell me you doing something right. Yeah, I mean, you tell me you working on it, and then you do it the next day. You know what I'm saying? That's what I won't put up with.
Yeah.
That's just not for me.
Yeah. At that point, there's just no effort.
Plus they gotta, for me at least, they gotta be emotionally mature. They just gotta be mature. Exactly. You gotta have. You can't
You
go.
gotta know what you're doing.
Exactly. You can't go about trying to be with somebody and then not always trying to get with like how they feel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like then it ain't no relationship. You just in it for yourself.
You just in it for yourself. Exactly.
And I, like on to the Bryce thing, I feel like when he's like questioning if he really want to be with that person, there's a lot of things putting in your mind because of that. It's like nowadays people want to party, you know, chill, like do your own thing and not worrying about another person. But like deep down, no man want to be not loved for real. Like no man want to be alone.
We young. I got plenty of time to be loved.
Yeah,
so
but
right
like-
now I ain't worried about nobody.
That plays a part into it. Yeah.
But like in my opinion, like I'd rather find it young before I'm rich because I feel like in my eyes, I feel like I probably question it every time I do find something.
And that's why most people they say, you know, the person that you meet right now, you best stick with them if they the right person for you. You best stick with them because later on down the line when you do get successful, all it's gonna be is vultures just trying to get a piece. You don't know who's real, who's genuine.
And then,
But if they've been there for the long ride, not necessarily saying that they genuine, but if they've been there for the long ride and they seen the process, they more understand. They more like genuine and realistic.
and I don't mean like rush into things like, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna go get the girl. Oh, I see that girl. Like, don't
I think
rush
that's
it.
I think that's a lot of problems.
That's like that people rush it. Like
People
you're
rush
supposed
it.
to let
Yeah.
that find you. Like I don't even think Bryson knew he was gonna like end up like this. When he,
Yeah.
And it just came to him. You know. You know. Shout out to Savannah. You know, she let me cheat on her work in that class.
They gonna take your diploma quick.
But real one.
Your diploma is gone.
But that was in high school. That was in high school.
But you know, them be the best. Them be the best type relationships. The ones that you least expect, they just swoop in. Well, not swoop in, but you know, they just pop up out of nowhere.
It's crazy though, cause like she ain't even from around here. She
Yeah.
came from Florida.
For real?
Yeah,
Florida jit.
she just came down here her senior year.
Wow.
So
And that will wrap up this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed our discussion. Remember to like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment topics you guys think are great to talk about. Also, there might be a new playlist coming soon, so just be on the lookout for more videos. With that being said, peace out.